The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games are missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now it is officially 6:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here from sunny South Florida, Miami to be exact. It's your boy BT, Brendan Taylor, and I'm happy to be live once again. You know, we got an interesting show today. I'm not planning on making this one as long as yesterday's live. Maybe about an hour and a half, hour or so, because I don't really have a ton to say about this. I don't feel like I need to say too much about this, but we're gonna talk about it. You know, Lomachenko, his team, Egis Klimas, all parties involved on Team Lomachenko coming out, and what are they doing? What are they doing after the Teofimo Lopez fight? Are they saying that he did? Are they saying that he won fair and square? Not really. I mean, Lomachenko said he thought he won the fight. Are they saying that Teofimo Lopez boxed a great fight? No. What are they? What is Egis Klimas and Team Lomachenko doing? They are, in fact, making excuses for their fighter. They are saying that he had a shoulder surgery after the fight. He had shoulder pain that he reaggravated in the second round, and it's a horrible look. It's a horrible look. And listen. When Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder, when Tyson Fury folded up Deontay Wilder like a blue steel chair, I didn't make it. I mean, I attacked the character flaws in Team Wilder and Wilder himself, and I will do the same thing with. I will keep that same energy. I will keep that same energy with Lomachenko. It won't be any different. So if you guys remember how I was after the Wilder fight, that's exactly the same shit with Lomachenko, because this is a guy who just like Wilder before the Fury fight, talked so much. You know, he talked about making Teofimo quit in the middle rounds. He talked about holding accountable for every word, and the Matrix got put in the Matrix. And like, there really is no room for him to talk. So we'll definitely be getting into that as the show progresses. But before we proceed any further, I want to tell all 8 of you that are here to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, all that good stuff. Let me know where you're watching this live from, what city, what state, what continent. And yeah, do all that good stuff. One thing that I want to highlight as far as what we have going here on True School Sports, two things. Number one, I'll be live twice this weekend for fights. I'll be live Saturday for Romo Gonzalez for the Quadras Estrada card with rematch. I'll be live for that. You'll get a live fight reaction for that. Cholatito's on the undercard taking on Israel Gonzalez. You got Julio Cesar Martinez fighting Maximino Flores. And then you got Emma Williams, Otha Jones, and Diego Pacheco, all top matchroom prospects. They're all on the undercard as well. So I'll be live for the entire card. So be here for that on Saturday. Sunday, Sergey Lipinets is fighting some guy, and I'll be live for that as well. So we'll be live Saturday, and we'll be live Sunday. So make your plans for that. Also, next week, I can't really tell you guys yet, but next week I'm going to be doing live interviews on True School Sports. I got a live interview on True School Sports Monday. I got one for Tuesday, and I got one for Thursday. And then once I have the Wednesday slot filled, I'll let you guys know the lineup we have for next week for live interviews, because it's quite a damn good lineup. It's a lot of interviews that I'm sure you guys are gonna want to see. So be on the lookout for that. But before we proceed into Lomachenko and the excuses and all the controversy, let's get to some comments. Let's acknowledge some folks that are here. So let's see. We got who we got here? Who we got in the chat? We got my main man, Patty Spud. He says, yup. What's up, Patty? Major Key Boxing says, yo, BT, what do you and Pops think about Verdejo versus Comey? Is that official? I didn't hear anything about that. But if they made that fight, I think that'd be a great fight for Verdejo to see where he's at. Gets a former world champion. It'd be a good crossroads fight. So yeah, make it happen. Shout out to one of the OG True School soldiers, L-Dog. He says, BT, Lomachenko never made an excuse. It was his team and the people around him who did. I agree with that, but I understand that, but they are a representation of him, so he shouldn't even be allowing them to speak on these kind of things, because it makes him look bad. Listen, Lomachenko gets respect from me because I know he's not soft or anything like that. He's a top world-class fighter. He damn near he put Teofimo in some real dark places by just by coming forward, and he sold out to win that fight, Lomachenko. So I respect him, but his team they're his spokesman. He can't, like he says himself, he can't speak English. His English isn't great. So it's up to his team to not make him look like an ass, because this is not his native language. So don't be spewing BS to the media, because we're gonna take it as an excuse. MMA the champ, what's up, champ? Says B El Puppy Salute, and he says BT, saludos mi amigo, saludos. How you doing, champ? Este boy show, excuses. You're damn right, exactly. You're damn right. It's excuses. It's hell of excuses. And he's too Lomachenko is too great of a fighter to be allowing his team to be saying bullshit like this in the media. It's ridiculous. My man Johnny Burbo, what's up, champ? He says perfect timing. Good to see you. Good to see you, champ. Shout out to you over there in London. National Memorial Guard. My main man Nathan from the UK, sending good thoughts, brother, to you and your daddy. Regards, as always, Nathan from the UK. Much respect, Nathan. Much respect. Much respect. All right. Now, one more comment. And by the way, shout out to Guido Pion. Salute to you, champ, and shout out to Hawker Mustang. He said it's spinal. ISPQ says, didn't Loma say he was 100% going into the Teofimo fight? I could have swore he said that myself. So, all these excuses, there's no room for it. There's no room for it for a guy like Lomachenko, But let's backtrack for a second, because this is the same Lomachenko, and I hate to bring up the past. I hate to be the guy that brings up old quotes like last time. But well, let me see. No, that doesn't work. Okay, so I hate to be the guy that brings the past, that basically has to rehash old quotes. But for the sake of this video, we're gonna have to rehash some old quotes from Lomachenko. Okay, so it was last year. Okay, let's backtrack to last year. It was April of 2019 when all this talk of Lomachenko started, and this is the same Lomachenko who said the following. I quote. All right, I quote. Hold on, where is it? Where's the quote at? Got it right here. I quote, the strong person. Oh, no. He said, I quote, my father said to me when I was a kid, if you are strong, you show your weakness. But if you are weak, then you show your strength. Like, he was saying all these philosophical things, trying to sound hard and like an Eastern European gangster. And he said, if you are weak, you show your strength. So if he was weak, he showed his strength in the ring, but his team knew the weakness, and they're showing it to the public. They shouldn't be doing that, because now this gives first of all, it does two bad things for Lomachenko. Number one, what it does first and foremost is it makes Lomachenko look like he's making excuses, even though he's not the one speaking. Number two, it gives Teofimo Lopez more leverage at the negotiating table. They want a rematch. It's Lomachenko's fault in the first place that there wasn't a rematch clause in the contract to begin with. So they're losing leverage with these bullshit excuses. So that's number two. But going on with the rest of the quote, he said that the rest, to conclude the quote, he said, I quote, the strong person is never going to shout about it. They are never going to try to insult somebody. That person is going to silently do the thing and prove with their actions and not words. So far, it's just a lot of talking. Him showing his strategic and thinking and probably business, because before that, when he wasn't saying anything, nobody knew who he was or even heard his name, despite the fact that he was ending fights with knockouts. At some point, they probably chose strategy or tactic to use my name to promote him, to promote that fight in order to make money on that. It's working pretty well, because in America, the people swallow that very well. So it's working pretty well. On my side, I like that too, because I'm in a very, very good situation. I'm in a very, very good position. He has talked himself into so much that I know exactly how I'm going to hold that fight. I'm going to hold him being Teofimo, accountable in that fight for every word that has been said. Additionally, I don't need to do anything to promote that fight. I don't need to do anything at all. I can just be silent, and we will go into the ring. In the ring, each fighter will show how much he is worth. End quote. So those are not my words. Those are not the Lopez's words. Those are the words of one Vasyl High-Tech Lomachenko, a.k.a. the Matrix. That's Lomachenko talking that. So how the hell did we get from I'm going to hold him accountable? How explain to me. How do we get from I'm going to hold him accountable for every word, I'm going to make him quit in the first 6 rounds, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, to basically he's now the Ukrainian. He sounded like the Ukrainian Adrian Broner. Do y'all remember when Adrian Broner fought Manny Pacquiao, and he was like, He was like, I beat that boy. I outlanded him. My punch is more cleaner. I beat him. I want to thank the whole hood. He's basically Ukrainian Adrian Broner at this point. He didn't let his hands go, and he's saying he won, and now he's making excuses. He's just like Adrian Broner, except honestly, he might even be worse than Adrian Broner, because I'll tell you this: you can say Adrian Broner is corny. You can say Adrian Broner is arrogant. You can say he's ignorant. But one thing Adrian Broner has never done in his career, he might have disagreed with the decision. But one thing I've never heard Adrian Broner do in his career is make an excuse. And if he has, refresh my memory, because I can't think of a time where he actually made an excuse. So Lomachenko, in my opinion, to me, I look at him as worse than Adrian Broner, because of how number one, he stormed right out the ring when they announced the decision. Number two, he said he won the fight, which he didn't. He lost the first 7 rounds easily. And number three, now his team's coming out and doing this, and it's really a bad look. It's really putting a damper on what was an exceptional performance from Lomachenko. The way he turned it around in the second half of the fight deserves to be celebrated. It deserves praise, but now that's going to be overshadowed by him making excuses. You know what I'm saying? It's bad. It's overall, it's just a really, 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 really bad look for Lomachenko. Connor Loco Sports, what's up, champ? What's up, champ? How you doing? Yeah, I don't understand why there's so much jealousy, Johnny. I don't understand. I always thought, because of the fact that people didn't give this kid a chance, they didn't give him a chance to do anything with this fight. I always figured if he beat Lomachenko in any way, shape, or form, as long as it was legitimate, he was going to get his just due. And this fight was legitimate, and he's not really getting the amount of just due that he should. People are giving him his just due, but it's not how it should be. Shout out to my main man from the UK, Sandreep. But I don't want to butcher your name, man. I'm an American. That's a real like ethnic name you got there. So I'm gonna say Sandeep Barahaj. Shout out to you, champ. He says yes. Wagwan from the UK. Love your shows, brother. I appreciate it, champ. Wagwan from Miami. Wagwan from the great region of South Florida. South Florida, stand up. Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I see you got a Manchester United logo. You know, in 3 weeks, my friend. In 3 weeks, my boys at Everton are going to take you guys down and stay at the top of the league. Shout out to the Everton Football Club. But thank you for your super chat, brother, for the $4.99 £4.99 super chat. Appreciate it, champ. God bless. I just don't understand how we got. I don't understand how we got from that point to now. You know, and okay, he had the shoulder injury. I'll give respect to Lomachenko for taking the fight, because apparently, according to this ESPN article I have in front of me, his father actually wanted this fight. His father did not want the fight. His father wanted out of the fight. Anatoly Lomachenko told Lomachenko, was it 6 weeks? 6 weeks, yeah, 6 weeks before their fight, he was given an injection for his shoulder, because he's had some shoulder problems in the past, Lomachenko. So 6 weeks before the fight, he was given a shoulder injection. He was given a shot in his shoulder to make sure that he was all right. And what wound up happening was, after he got the shoulder shot, Anatoly Papachenko, he told his son that, hey, I don't want you taking this fight. And Lomachenko was like, no, I'm going to take this fight. If you guys cancel this fight, like, I'm done. I'm not boxing no more. Like, he really wanted this fight. So I admire him. I admire him for his ambition. I admire him for his toughness. I admire him for actually going in there and fighting like a true champion. But I don't like how he's been conducting himself since this fight ended, and I don't like how his team has been conducting themselves since this fight ended, because, you know, they talk so much shit about Teofimo Lopez, and if anything, they should be doing nothing but giving this kid all the credit in the world, because when we talk about Lomachenko, we're talking about the creme de la creme. We're talking about one of the most elite technical boxers in the history of the sport. We're talking about arguably the greatest amateur the sport's ever seen, in a 23-year-old USA Olympic reject outboxed him. You know, if we're being technical, even though Teofimo Lopez won the trials, they picked Carlos Balderas. He had to go represent Honduras because he couldn't represent Team USA because he was done wrong. He was hard done by the injustices. So if you want to be technical, Lomachenko was outboxed by a Team USA reject. The greatest amateur of all time was outboxed by a Team USA reject. So I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear no excuses from the team, From Lomachenko, I don't want to hear about you thought you won the fight. No, none of that. And the reason I have no sympathy for him. I have absolute zero sympathy for Lomachenko. And people out there who are Lomachenko fans might watch this video and they might say, oh, well, BT, you don't have any sympathy for Lomachenko because you wanted Teofimo to win and he lost. But if it was the other way around, it wouldn't be that way, which is not true. The reason I have no sympathy for Lomachenko is a couple of reasons. We'll start with reason number one why I have no sympathy for Lomachenko. Number one, all right, it was reported 3 days ago, so the day after the fight, Sarah Shepard, shout out to Sarah Shepard from The Athletic. She writes The Athletic. She's followed on Twitter by a lot of people. She's got like almost 8,000 followers. Doing a good job. Writes for a couple of other publications, but the main thing is she's a staff writer for The Athletic in the UK. And she tweeted on October 18th, which was the day after the fight, that basically Bob Arum admitted that Lomachenko was the reason that there was no rematch clause for this fight. She stated that Bob Arum told her that Lomachenko doesn't believe rematch clauses. He said, I quote, "He's Lomachenko. He doesn't think that way. He doesn't think that way." So, and because of how he talked, because of how arrogant he was, when Teofimo was on his way to getting in position to fight Lomachenko, I have reason to believe that he didn't put that rematch clause in the contract because he looked at this kid as a nothing fighter. He thought he was going to go out there. He thought he was going to go out there and turn this fight into Joe Calzaghe versus Jeff Lacy 2.0. And like I told you guys in that video where I was talking about how this fight could potentially be like that fight, it wasn't going to happen like that. It wasn't going down that way. It wasn't going to go down that way because Teofimo Lopez is not Jeff Lacy, and Lomachenko damn sure ain't no Joe Calzaghe. You got me all messed up. You got me all the way messed up if you think that Lomachenko is anywhere near Joe Calzaghe, because he's not. So with that being said, that's one reason. He's the reason. Listen, they're out here with the shoulder, ow, 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 I got a shot, my shoulder, whining and whatnot, right? That they lost. Now they want to cry wolf with the shoulder, and they want a rematch when it's Egis Klimas' fault there's no rematch. It's Lomachenko's fight, there's no rematch. It's their fault there's no rematch. It's nobody else's fault that there's no rematch. It's their fault there's no rematch. So if Teofimo Lopez decides, I don't want to give you a rematch, I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay with it. If Teofimo Lopez decides I want to give him a rematch, then I'm cool with that too. I feel like what that kid did on Saturday night, he's earned the right. He's earned the right for his next fight to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Excuse my language. I'm not trying to curse too much, but he's earned the right to do whatever he wanted to do. He's earned that right. So, that's one reason. All right. Reason number two. I'm gonna get to reason number two why I don't feel any sympathy from Lomachenko. Now, y'all already know. If you guys know who my favorite fighter is Roman Gonzalez. Okay, my favorite fighter is Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. Hold on, before I get to that point, let me acknowledge a super chat. Shout out to my main man, Rap Star from the UK, from London. He said, "Let's go, Rap Star from London." That's right. Shout out to London. Shout out to all of London. Shout out to Brixton, Streatham. I think it's called Streatham. The whole London, Central London, East London, North London, all that stuff. Shout out to you guys over there, man. Appreciate everybody, all the UK subscribers I got. The UK is always represented heavy, on True School Sports. I got love for the UK. But reason number two why I don't really feel any sympathy for Vasyl Lomachenko is the simple fact that, okay, oh, by the way, shout out to my man Alex in the comments. Carnage, BT was good. What's good, man? I'm gonna call you after this. I'm gonna call you after this live, man. Hold on, Keenan KTV. I gotta highlight this comment because he shouted out the town. He shouted out my city. Shout out to Dania. Dania B, stand up, Jessica from Dania, as always. Shout out to Keenan KTV. Go subscribe to him, the king of MMA content. But what I was saying is Roman Gonzalez is my favorite fighter, right? And I remember being here on YouTube. It was kind of like similar to what Lomachenko was going through when Lomachenko had his rise. When Lomachenko had his meteoric rise and he was stopping Nicholas Walters, making him quit on the stool, making Rigondeaux quit, making all these guys say no mas, right? There was a lot of pushback from boxing fans saying that he was overrated, he was a hype job, he was this, he was that, right? And it was the same thing for Roman Gonzalez. Okay, Roman Gonzalez was blowing through everything in his path. Chocolatito Gonzalez was blowing through everything in his path. at 105, at 108, at 112, 115. After Floyd retired from boxing. Anybody who really studied the career of Roman Gonzalez, after Floyd retired, there was no question who the best fighter in boxing was, who was fighting the best competition on the most consistent basis, who was having the best performances, who was taking the most meaningful legacy fights in his respective weight class, and that was Cholatito Gonzalez. But you had people who were misinformed talking about he wasn't pound for pound. So when he fought Vasyl, and he got robbed, because he really got robbed the first Vasyl fight, the first one. When he got robbed, they said, "Oh, he was a hype job. He's trash. He doesn't deserve no sympathy." You know, and some of the same people I've seen who are having this pity party for Lomachenko were the same ones that were pointing the finger and saying Cholatito and shit. So you know what? Fuck that. He doesn't get no sympathy. If a great fighter like Roman Gonzalez, who actually was done wrong, who actually was the victim of injustice against Vasyl in the first fight, the second fight he got his ass whooped, he got stopped. But in the first fight, if he would have got the just decision, there wouldn't have been a rematch. And you know, this is a guy in Roman Gonzalez. He actually had a real reason. He had a real reason to have sympathy. This motherfucker got robbed in the first Vasyl fight. His trainer that he had his whole entire life died right after the Carlos Cuadras fight, before the first Vasyl fight. So he had the death of his trainer. He was robbed, and then he got knocked out. You know, he had real reasons to have sympathy, because he was actually the victim, thrown under the bus by boxing, the establishment. You know, like I remember when he lost. It wasn't just the boxing fans that were saying he was a hype job. It wasn't just the boxing fans that were saying he wasn't as good as advertised. The same networks that built him up and propped him up to the position that he deserved to be in, which was pound for pound #1 fighter in boxing. Those same networks, the minute he lost Vasyl, threw him to the wayside. Threw him to the wayside like he was nothing, like he was garbage, like he was a piece of trash. And nobody gave a fuck about Gonzalez. I was probably one of the only channels, the only people on earth that was saying that Roman Gonzalez could still come back and be champion. That didn't just spit on his name or say that he was a piece of shit fighter, because that's what it was when he lost. But those same networks aren't keeping that same energy. Those same analysts aren't keeping that same energy. But BT, True School Sports, the untouchable True School Sports empire, we keep that same energy. When Deontay Wilder lost to Tyson Fury and got beat from Monday to Sunday, there were a lot of excuses that came out from his team. There were a lot of ways that he misrepresented himself in the post-fight interview that deserved to be criticized. There were character flaws that made themselves known. And guess what? The same energy I have for Wilder, I'm keeping it for Lomachenko. I'm not playing favorites. I'm keeping it for both of them. And I like both of them. I'm fans of both of them. I paid money to go to Deontay Wilder fights. I've made videos saying at one point in time that Lomachenko was the best fighter in boxing. They're out there. So I don't hate none of these fighters, except maybe Canelo. Like, I don't hate none of these fighters. You know, even Canelo, I don't really hate him. I just hate everything around his career. You know, like, it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate because there were so many people here on YouTube that disrespected this young kid Lopez, that didn't want to give him a chance. And you would think, man, and you know, with somebody being as great as a guy like Lomachenko, if you beat a guy like that in your 15th fight, 15th fight or 16th fight, whatever it is for Lopez, you know, you would think that guy's going to get all the credit in the world. He's going to be a superstar. He's going to be propped up to no end, and he'll be celebrated universally. Nope, can't do that. We can't do that in boxing, because God forbid people want to actually just give a guy credit and be humble themselves. And you know, like, hold on. I'm gonna get to some comments because I'm all over the place right now. I'm all over the place right now. Let's get to some comments. Let's acknowledge some of these comments, man, because I see quite a lot of comments. My man Johnny says London's taking over. Shout out to London, man. I like London. I'm going to London next time I go to UK. Rob 87, what's up, champ? How you living? Keenan K says, "Are you gonna drop a link to the StreamYard VT?" Not today, champ. I want to just get in and get out. Like I don't want to be here for a couple of hours today. I want to get in and get out because I got other videos I got to work on. I just wanted to come in and make sure we keep the streak of consecutive lives going. But I'll be live probably. I don't know when. I'm gonna do just a long ass live one day and just have people come on. But not today, champ. I want to get in and get out. Let me see what we got. Exactly. What a great point. What a great point by my man Abby. He says, bro, fighting at the highest level, if you're just 1% off your best shape, it will show up in the ring, let alone a shoulder injury. literally the most important body joint on the sport. Okay, my thing is this, right? This is the sport of boxing, right? This is the sport of boxing. This is a contact sport. This is a sport that's not for the weak at heart. Fighters go through injuries in training camp. Sparring is wear and tear on the body. Hitting the punching bag is wear and tear on the body. Everything, anything you do in the gym is wear and tear on the body. So Lopez had all kinds of stuff going on outside the ring. He's had family problems. He's got a deranged, crazy wife. He's got, his dad and him weren't getting along. He's killing him. He's literally killing himself to make 135. He's killing himself to make the 135-pound weight limit. And he was still able to overcome and channel it on the night. So why couldn't a guy as good as Lomachenko do that on the night? There's no excuses, man. No fighter ever goes into the ring 100% before a fight. That's just not how it works. There's too much wear and tear that goes on in the body during sparring, during training camp. There's nobody will ever be 100%. It's just not how it works. You know what I'm saying? But that's my opinion. Hawker Mustang says when Cholatito was number one, the media was busy pushing Andre Ward. Exactly, and it was ridiculous because if there was any fighter in boxing that deserved their due while they were at their best and at the top, it was that man. The man that never ducked no smoke, never ducked nobody, fought all the best. Even right now, even though he's not even in his prime, he's fighting this weekend. And eventually, probably tomorrow, we're gonna do a live and we're gonna talk about the man that I affectionately refer to as the real TBE. But even now at his old age, at his advanced age, where he's taking a lot of punishment, he's not the best Roman Gonzalez that he used to be. Still quality fighter, still world champion. But he could have taken an easier fight than Israel Gonzalez, and he's still out there fighting Israel because he's still out there fighting top competition. So all you can do is respect a guy like Cholatito. You know what I'm saying? And Rob 87 said it best. Lomachenko is not half the fighter Cholatito is. Not even half. Not even half the fighter. In no department. Not footwork, and I said it, not footwork. Like I made a post the day before the fight, and I was saying that after doing some film study on Lomachenko, watching some more fights, I don't think his footwork is as good as Roman Gonzalez because I don't think that his footwork gets him into positions to create better angles than Cholatito. And people thought I was crazy, but guess what? I watched every single Roman Cholatito Gonzalez fight available on YouTube, and I have never ever in my life seen a Roman Cholatito Gonzalez fight where he gets outboxed for 7 rounds straight. So he can do all the ballerina stuff he wants to do. He'll never be as good as Roman Gonzalez. Never in his life. What's it called? Rapstar says, if you ever come to London, Rapstar will invite you to visit me. Why not, champ? Why not? I'd love to come to London. Trayvon Shaw with a great comment. He says, never bet against Gordo on my mama. You better not bet against Gordo. By the way, if you guys don't know who Gordo is, Gordo is the nickname that people call Teofimo here in South Florida. So I'm saying, man. Hawker Mustang says, and Loma should play the heel, wave the Russian flag, and call the Americans pussies. Yeah. If he does that, man, he'll be public enemy number one. He don't want to do that. Rob 87 says, Teofimo is still green. The kid has not reached his full potential. That's what I'm saying. Lomachenko basically lost to a guy that it was green. He lost to a prospect with a title. You know what I'm saying? Johnny Berber says, can you interview Lopez BT? That would be great. Well, I actually have I can't really say much yet, but I got an announcement coming up probably tomorrow or the day after. I'm not really sure when I'm gonna make my announcement, but I have for next week. I already have 3 interviews confirmed. I got an interview on Monday that we're doing live here on the channel. I got an interview Tuesday that we're doing here live here on the channel, and then I got an interview Thursday that we're doing live here on the channel. So it's gonna be next week is gonna be action packed, and then I'll also be in Texas for the Tank Davis Leo Santa Cruz fight. So it's like a big time week next week. Next week's gonna be a big and fun week on the channel. But yeah, one thing I wanted to say too was before I came on this live, right before I came on this exact live, I was listening to BDA Boxing. Shout out to BDA Boxing, King Bucho, and the fine folks over there. They do a hell of a job. If you guys don't follow BDA Boxing, they have great boxing discussions. I would highly recommend you subscribe to them. I listened to them for about 10 to 15 minutes before I went live on here, and I just heard people in there like these pseudo intellectuals, these people that are trying to sound smarter than they actually are because they have they have a slightly above average command of the English language. They want to get on there and they want to say, oh, well, you know, you got to understand that because of the 119, 109 scorecard, the fix was already in, and Lomachenko knew this going in, so that changed his game plan, and that's the reason that he lost the fight. No, that's not why he lost the fight. He lost the fight because Teofimo Lopez was the better man. That's why I lost the fight, you know? And he was, and honestly, if you want the cold, hard truth to be told, we'll tell it here on True School Sports. Lomachenko didn't want to throw punches because whatever Teofimo Lopez hit him with in those first couple of rounds, whether they were grazing shots, whether they were shots that touched him in the body, he got Lomachenko's respect. He felt something in those shots. He felt something in those shots that that made him say, you know what? Let me sit back. Let me download the information. Let me get my Windows 98 software and let me download the information for like 6 more rounds and not do anything. You know, that's what happened. He got touched with something he didn't like. He saw something he didn't like. He felt something he didn't like. So Lomachenko went into sparring partner mode. He went into survival mode for those first 6 to 7 rounds. And it wasn't until the end of round 7 where, you know, he realized, hey, I can't beat this guy. I can't beat this kid fighting at angles. I can't beat this kid how I normally beat fighters. So I'm gonna have to throw caution to the wind. I'm going to have to just completely go forward. And it worked for him. Credit to him. It worked for him. It was a great adjustment. It was one of a couple of great adjustments he made in the fight. He deserves credit for his boxing IQ, but these excuses are ridiculous. Now, someone stated that he was done wrong. That Julie Letterman is a disgrace. And you know what? I would agree with you. Julie Letterman is the same woman who gave Lopez a 119, 109 scorecard. That's the same woman that told us that Sister Ketso Rungvisai beat Roma Gonzalez in the first fight. So she's been a trash judge. We've always known that. She's been a trash judge. That's not the first time Julie Letterman has turned in a terrible scorecard. But guess what? If I was Lomachenko, if I was Egis Klimas, if I was all parties involved, and I knew this and I knew that about her history, I would have been known. I would have been known. Okay, there's no way we're gonna get a fair and just decision. There's no way. I would have known that. But they were arrogant. And like the good book says, pride comes before the fall. So that's what it is there, man. That's just what it is. And listen, he's the reason that there was no Chicken Nugget says, it's funny that you think that Cholatito has better footwork. Honestly, I find it funny that people think that Lomachenko's even in the same league as Cholatito. It's a joke. Honestly, I thought it was a joke before the Lopez fight, but it's an even bigger joke. Lomachenko is not in the same breath as Roma Gonzalez. Not even in the same breath. Because Roma Gonzalez, this man fought Carlos Cuadras, undefeated, number 1, 115-pound fighter, no tune-up fights, beat him easily. You know, Cuadras had his fair share of successes towards the end of the fight, but he beat him in his first fight. Lomachenko fights a big guy, a bigger, stronger, more athletic guy for the first time in his career, and doesn't know how to box anymore. Look, he looked like a showbox fighter. So don't talk to me about Lomachenko being in the same breath as Cholatito. He will never in his life be as good as Roma Gonzalez, ever. I don't even care. Hey, listen, Roma Gonzalez has a tough fight this week with Israel Gonzalez. If he loses that fight, so what? Still not in the same ballpark. IDSS says a lot of commented punches from Lopez were actually blocked. Okay, even if they were. Lomachenko wasn't throwing anything back. It doesn't matter if they were blocked. If you're not throwing anything back, the guy that's landing the grazing shots, the shots that are grazing your stomach, the shots that are grazing your shoulders, you know, that they're hitting your shoulders, that you're blocking with your forearms, that guy's gonna get that guy's gonna win the round. I mean, I thought like you know, I'm just a kid from Dania, you know, with some boxing glove decorations on the wall and throwback Marlins jersey, and I have a moderately successful YouTube channel. Like literally, I thought a guy with 396 fights, like Lomachenko, amateur fights, plus all the professional experience, he should know that. He should know that better than me. That look, if a guy is throwing more punches than me and I don't return fire, there's the likelihood of the other fighter getting the round is very high. He should have known that. He should have realized that earlier. You know, Julie Letterman's a fraud. She's always been a fraud. You know, I don't agree with the scorecard. I don't think 119 and 109 was bad. I don't think 119 and 109 was a great scorecard, I should say. It was a trash scorecard. It was a horrible scorecard. And she should have been like axed from boxing a long time ago. But listen, I've spoken my piece on this fight. We're gonna try to keep this live short today because I'm not trying to be on here for 4 hours today. But I'm gonna put the link in the description. Anybody who wants to come on can join, speak their piece, say what they gotta say. I'll stay live for about 30 to 40 more minutes and then I'll hop off. But I want people to speak their piece on these excuses because these excuses are just ridiculous. Like I shouldn't even if he did have shoulder problems, they should just keep that shit under wraps. Keep it under wraps. Keep it behind closed doors and Egis Klimas should try to do his best job to get his fight of the rematch because him coming out and saying this is not doing his fighters any justice if they're trying to negotiate a rematch. You're giving Lomachenko, Lopez more leverage at the negotiating table. We got my main man himself, Johnny Boy. Let's see what Johnny Boy got to say.
Yeah, what's good, buddy? I just wanted you to drop the link before you
Johnny Boy, what's up?
Before you had like 8 people up on here because I don't like being on people's shit when it's too hectic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'm gonna keep it to one at a time. So I'm gonna keep it to one at a time. So I'm gonna have you first, then I'll next person on.
Yeah, no doubt. Just give me. Okay, here's what it is, bro. Here's what it is. I like Lomachenko. I like him a lot better than BT do. Okay?
Yeah.
He didn't win the fight, dog. He lost the fucking fight. Teofimo Lopez won that fight. The scorecards were whack. I'm not saying that. They were pretty shitty. To me, it was either an 8-4 or 7-5 Teofimo. Okay? And if you were real generous to Loma, I suppose you could have it 6 apiece. But that's awfully generous. And like BT was just saying, because this is what made me wanted to jump on. Even if you're still throwing punches and they're making contact with the guy, whether they're landing flush or not, that guy's still gonna win the round because the other guy's not doing nothing, bro. Even if they're not landing flush and like you said, they're hitting elbows and shoulders and shit. He's still making contact while the other guy's not throwing any punches, man. Like it's not rocket science. You know what I'm saying, BT? You froze
Yeah,
up?
it's not. That's why I can't really understand how people are so raw.
You cutting off a little bit, dog.
Hello?
Yeah, you cutting off. Is that me or you?
I'm cutting off. Or you cutting off?
You're cutting off.
I'm cutting off. Okay, hold on.
Hold
I'll come back.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Can you
hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah. No, I can hear you, bro. I can hear you.
Yeah, but nah, you can't. Like I say, you can't give Lomachenko the round because he ain't throwing no punches. Even if Teofimo's shit wasn't landing flush, it's still making contact, bro. That's like people don't even know what the fuck they're watching. BT, you know.
And I found it crazy because people don't know what the fuck they're watching, and they've been boxing fans 5, 10, 15 years. I'm like, what are you watching?
Yeah. Like I say, man. I don't care if it's Pacquiao or Chocolatito or one of my favorites, man. If the guy loses the fight, he loses the fight. It's that simple. There ain't gonna be no bias shit for me. Teofimo beat him. And if his shoulder was bad, then he should have postponed it, dog. Because now it looks like you're trying. Because now it looks like you're trying to come up with a fucking excuse after the fact.
Absolutely, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I want to get to the other people in the backstage, bro.
Oh, all right, Cheesy. Well, thanks for letting me stop by, BT. God bless, buddy.
I appreciate you. All right, so we got my man Cano Loco. Still we're with Cano Loco now because Cano Loco is the next one in the queue. So Cano Loco.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Shout out to everyone here though. Cano Loco, what's up, man?
Hey, man, listen, man. This is the thing. I've seen this on the comment section, man. I kept trying to type back to him, but then I'm not making no sense to him. We're arguing about a scorecard for no reason because look, everybody that knows boxing knows that Teofimo Lopez won that fight. Whatever the
Yeah.
scorecards were, at least the right man got his hand raised and not the wrong man. Now, had it been the wrong man getting his hand raised, then we can talk about it. But what's the argument about? Did you think Teofimo won?
I thought he won pretty clearly.
Me too. So why are we arguing about the scorecard? Why is everybody trying to bring up the scorecard like that's gonna excuse Lomachenko from losing? It's not.
Well, one argument I kept hearing was from people that thought Lomachenko won the fight or got a draw was that they said that the fix was in because of that scorecard. So because the fix was in, this changed the whole mindset of Lomachenko, and he couldn't fight the way he normally fights. Like those are the kind of excuses I keep hearing.
Those are conspiracy theories. I don't buy into them, and I know you don't either. I didn't want to hold up too much time. I just wanted to explain that, even though I'm pretty sure you've explained this before, and others have explained it, but they won't listen to it. I'm gonna let the next man in, man, and let them go ahead and speak.
Okay. All right, Kano. All right. So that was kind of local sports. We had John. So now my main man from Warriors Boxing Gym, Alex. What's up, champ?
Yo, what's good?
How you doing, bro? You good?
I'm good. What's up with you?
I'm well. We're talking about your boy, your main man, your countryman.
Fuck.
Your countryman, man.
Oh, fuck, dude. I got upset at that, bro. I really did. This shit was dumb. I mean, fuck. I'm gonna be honest with you. He got fucking clapped as fuck. My man didn't do shit. My man didn't do shit, man. I've watched a lot of like fucking Lopez's fight, and like I respect him and shit. But what fucking Loma did, like, bruh, if he was at his peak, which is like a fucking long time ago, fucking like 4 years ago, but I don't know, fuck. But this guy's old as fuck right now. He ain't gonna do shit. But the way he lost was fucking terrible.
That was horrible, man.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible. I mean, I was watching with my dad at 1 a.m. Like, we didn't go to sleep at like 5 a.m. I was just fucking banging.
You met Lomachenko.
Yeah, I've met him in Ukraine.
Tell people what Lomachenko told you when you met him.
I met him like in fucking Ukraine the summer of 2019. I asked him what he's gonna do with Campbell. He's like, I'm gonna do my same shit. I'm gonna do my fucking moves. I'm gonna do whatever I need. I'm probably gonna go for the liver. I mean, I'm like, are you gonna stay like that for the rest of like your career? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep doing the same thing. And I'm like, bro, after I left talking with him, I saw him in a fight. I was watching one of my friends fight.
Yeah.
In a professional fight, and I'm like if he's gonna keep doing that, isn't that like you're gonna lose? People are gonna start understanding you like what you're doing. And this thing's stupid as shit. Like, if you like Tyson Fury, like when Sugar Hill came to our gym and he told me what he did with Tyson Fury, he told me like Lomachenko, if he doesn't change, he's gonna lose, and that's what exactly happened. If like you saw Tyson Fury, he literally did something different and he won. I mean, if Lomachenko doesn't change anything, you're gonna lose. What's the point?
Yeah, you can't leave it in the hands of the judges. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You gotta actually like go in there and take the fight from him.
He's dumb. I'm from Ukraine myself. I'm not gonna start talking shit about, but he really just is a dumbass. I mean, what he did, that fight just didn't do shit for 7 rounds. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
You can't be doing some fucking standing there doing a little ballerina type shit in a fucking boxing match and let you just throwing one punch at a time. Like, obviously you're gonna lose. Like, I don't do professional boxing and shit. I mean, I'm still amateur, but like, everyone can whoever says that fucking Lomachenko won is like, I'm sorry. I mean, I respect him and shit, but you're like dumbass. You really are a dumbass if you think Lomachenko won.
Yeah, and
obviously, like he's gonna say. Obviously he's gonna say fucking I won and shit, but what else can he say? He's not gonna be in fucking interview and be like, yeah, I fucking lost. I mean, you can't be doing that. You can't be like acknowledging. You gotta say some excuse because everyone's gonna think, oh yeah, he knows he's a loser. I mean, come on, obviously.
He could have just said he could have just said that Teofimo was a better man.
He could have, but he wouldn't have not said that. I mean, then no one, like, who the fuck would have watched Loma then after? Like, I don't know who's gonna watch him now. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know who the hell is gonna watch him now.
Yeah, man. I'm still gonna watch him. Like, especially if he goes on. I think the loss is good for him because it'll force him to go back down to 130, which is his best weight class.
Exactly. But he's not gonna be at his peak anymore. His age is like. I mean, obviously, if you're 10 years younger, you're gonna make some like difference. You're gonna be more quicker. You have more accuracy. You're gonna have more like you're not that old. After being 30, it's done. I mean, you don't have fucking. You're already an old person in boxing.
Yeah. Absolutely. My man, Michael Diola, shout out to you, man. If you want to come on, because you said we spoke before. So you know what? There's the link. Anybody wants to come on can come on. But Alex, I think you asked me earlier if I was gonna watch Otar fight tomorrow. That's tomorrow,
Yeah.
right? On Telemundo.
Oh, it's gonna be after tomorrow.
So
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
So on Telemundo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check him out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching that.
Otar's got a lot of skills, man.
Yeah. They also.
Doesn't he got like 300 amateur fights?
Yeah, he got like fucking 350. He's like fucking Lomachenko shit. He's also old. The thing is, he's like 33 years old, and I'm like, he really did start really late. Like really late. I mean, he started doing professional, I think, like half a year ago. I mean, he got pretty good fights for 3 fights in half a year, but still, that was pretty late. I mean, that's what he told me. Like, shit, like I messed up. Like he couldn't get any professional fights because in where he's from, Georgia in Europe, they didn't really have any fights for him because of like there's no one there to fight. So when he came here and met Timur and shit like that, he started getting fights.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, I was gonna ask about the thing you said about Davis in Texas. What were you talking about?
Oh, I'm going to So next, I don't know exactly when, but sometime next week I'll be flying out to Texas to go to the Gervonta Davis fight.
Isn't that in San Antonio?
Yeah. I got a friend that lives in Dallas, and we're going to San Antonio.
Oh shit, that is dope as fuck.
Yeah, he got an extra ticket, bro. I'm pretty excited about that.
Is it an open fight? Is it an open fight already?
Yeah, there's fans there. There's gonna be fans there.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So we're sitting pretty close too. So you might see me on TV, champ.
Yeah. I'm gonna be representing the Empire, bro.
The Empire, the untouchable True School Sports
Yes,
Empire.
Sir.
I gotta get you a shirt, or you can buy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy that shit.
Go buy a shirt, bro.
I made a credit card today or a fucking debit card, so I'm gonna buy
There you go, champ. There you go. Well, listen, man, Alex, I'm gonna call you after the live is over.
All right, I bet.
Yeah, I'll call you after the live is over. I want to get some more people on here.
I got you.
All right,
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for being on, champ.
Thank you. All right.
So there you have it. That's my main man. If y'all don't know who that kid was, that was my good friend Alex. He's a young kid. He trains at a Warriors boxing gym out here in Hollywood, Florida. He's this kid, that kid you saw right there. There was one time where like they had professional fighters with Sugar Hill Stewart. They had Sugar Hill Stewart was doing the drills. They had Ahmed Elbiali, Vitaly Koplienko, Andre Mangushev, and like a couple of other people. And he was doing sit-ups. He was doing more sit-ups than some of these professional fighters. Kids in great shape. You know, I keep telling him like he's got the fitness to become a solid professional boxer, I think. But yeah, anybody who wants to come on, feel free. I spoke my piece about the fight. Now I'll just get some comments. My man Michael Mendiola, he says yes, the fix was in. It doesn't excuse Loma's lack of starting the fight early. Letterman was brought in for a reason. Aram has a track record of doing this. Oscar, Manny, and now Vasyl Lomachenko. That's a fair and balanced comment. Personally, for me, I don't think the fix was in. I don't think the fix was in, man. I think that I think the better man won. And honestly, even if one judge had a trash scorecard, there were still two judges that scored the fight objectively, and he didn't win on those scorecards either. So that's just what it is. Hold on, my man. Oh, never mind. Okay, but yeah, Michael, I never knew your actual name. What's funny, Michael, I never knew your actual name. I don't know. You can tell me in the comments if I was wrong or I was right. I thought your initial comment was disrespectful. So please clarify in the comments if you were being disrespectful, because I thought it was disrespectful. You were saying, "Oh, I haven't watched the channel in a while. Nobody here works in boxing, but I work in boxing." When honestly, like I do work in boxing. I cover the sport of boxing, and I'm not gonna say who, but I helped a fighter recently win a world title. I helped construct a game plan for a fighter who won a world title recently, and it worked. Let's just say it worked. Let's say a fighter that fought recently, he won a world title, and I helped him construct his game plan, and he won the world title because partially not because of me. I mean, obviously he's the fighter. He executed, and this guy's trainer guided him to where he needed to be. I played a small role though, so you can say I work in boxing. But yeah, man. Anybody who wants to come on and speak the piece, it is what it is. But it's good to see you, Michael. Good to see you, Michael. I thought I haven't seen your actual channel, Smash Boxing, in the comments in a while, so I was wondering why you were here. I didn't know who you were. Other than being fanboys, and that was a kind of disrespectful comment, Michael. Because I went back and I checked it. He probably not even here. But yeah. Michael says, Michael, here he is. Michael, he says, BT, you're entitled to your opinion, but with all due respect, my experience in the sport is a little deeper than just covering it. I work in the gym almost on a daily basis with pro fighters. Okay. I respect that. And I never said I didn't respect it, Michael. And in fact, hold on, I'll put the comment on the screen so people know which comment I'm addressing. I respect it. But don't come on here like my thing is this: if you're gonna come on here, don't come on here and talk about who here is a fanboy and who isn't a fanboy, including the host. Because I remember our conversations. I remember our conversations 2 years ago, and they were great conversations. We had amazing conversations about Jaime Munguia and going out to. You wanted me to go out to California to interview him and all this stuff, like when he was down there with Robert Alcazar. So, it came out that way. You never know how somebody's actually speaking through text, so that's why I'm asking. But we got Kano Local Sports back. Hold on, Con. I'm gonna put you on in a second. Give me 1 second. 1 second. All right, so Kano Local Sports, he's back. What's up, champ?
Nah, man. I mean, I respect Michael. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I work out of a gym as well. You know what I'm saying? I work with all kind of boxers, but I was trying to get an answer from him. I mean, I understand where he was coming from, where he was saying that, the fix was in and all that, which, one way or the other, if that's the case, that's fine. But I want to know if he had the fight scored for Teofimo winning, even if it was 8-4,
Yo, Michael,
7-5.
Michael, did you have the fight for Teofimo? Did you have the fight for Teofimo Lomachenko? Like, who do you think actually won the fight? The bad scorecard aside, who do you think won the fight? And to answer your question, to answer your comment about most of these guys in the chat are fanboys. Most boxing fans in general are fanboys. Like, But I listen. We think Lopez won, and I'm just highlighting the hypocrisy that I'm seeing with the criticisms of this fight and everything. They're not giving.
No doubt. I just don't get it, man. I mean, if they tell me that they scored it for Lomachenko, then I can understand where they're coming from. I didn't, but he had to fight 6-6. Okay, all right. Respect,
man. Respect.
Yeah, I'm not into what you call disrespecting folks or talking down on them or nothing like that, man. His opinion is his opinion, man. I gotta respect it, man. His own set of eyes are gonna see. Everybody's gonna see a fight different.
Absolutely, yeah. Some people have biases and preferences as to what they like in a fighter. One person might like aggressive fighters, and one person might like the technical stuff more.
Definitely, man. But you did bring up a good point, man. Because like when Andre Ward scored the first round for Lomachenko, I'm thinking to myself, how he only landed one punch.
It was the second round, I think. It wasn't the first, it was the second.
No, Andre had the first round for him.
Oh, did he? I thought it was the second.
Yeah. Well, the second round, the output was doubled by Teofimo as well. If you do count the punches yourself. So, like I said, man, everybody's going to look at the fights different. I saw Teofimo winning. I had my scorecard 8-4.
I watched it. I watched it again yesterday, and same thing. 8-4, 116, 112.
Hey, you know I got to get you on my platform here soon, man.
Yeah, bro. All you gotta do is just message me. Message me whenever you want, and I'll go on, Kano. I'll go on.
Definitely, man. And I hope, Mike, I can't see the comments, man, but hopefully, like I said, I showed him respect and all that other good stuff. I respect his opinion because, I think Michael can agree with me on this, that when you're actually there, and I think you can too, because you've been to fights,
Yeah, plenty.
you're gonna see a fight differently depending on where you're sitting at in that stadium, or if you're
Especially if you're
ringside.
closer. The closer you are to the ring, you're gonna generally see things that we can't see on the television.
Correct. And depending on which side the judges were sitting on too, they're seeing a probably different fight than we saw on television as well. I know Michael knows that, so maybe we need to I wish that they would allow crowds back in, is what I'm saying, man, so we can actually get the because I have been in a lot of venues only because I have fighters, but they're not big names right now, but that's the
Yeah.
only reason I've been able to go to some of these venues. But I'm dying to be able to go back to the venues, man, where we can actually score a fight looking at it in person.
Absolutely, man. I want you, Mikano, to tell people and myself as well, because I want to know myself. Like, I know you're in these gyms. I know you work with fighters, but like who do you work with, and what exactly is your role in boxing? Like, what gym do you work out of? All that stuff.
John 31617 Boxing Club
I
down
know
in
that
Ocala,
gym.
Florida. Tito Ocasio is the owner, real good friend of mine. We go back a lot of years. He's actually a reformed man. He was in the streets. He was with the Three Crown Latin King that went to prison for life and for murder and ended up, making it out, man, and opened up that gym. And we got fighters in there like Jose Ocasio, Carlos Arieta, Angel La Raza, Khalil Smooth.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'll give you a name that a lot of people might know. Pinklin Thomas, down
Yeah,
from Orlando, Florida, will come down to our gym and train a guy named Danny. So
that's
I'm
pretty
in touch
cool.
with a lot of folks.
Former heavyweight champion.
Former heavyweight champion. I actually brought him on my show to do an interview, man, because he bugged me for like about 4 months until I finally said okay. So I got an interview on my channel with him and stuff.
Yeah, didn't was there a kid that trained at 316? Was there a kid named Philip Jean Saidi that trained there?
I wasn't there then. I was there when Gamaliel was.
Okay.
Gamaliel coincidentally actually fought Lomachenko back in the day, and lost obviously. But yeah, we're very familiar with Lomachenko, man. That's
Okay.
another reason that I had said that I knew that I knew that Teofimo could do this. But that's neither here nor there, man. I'm gonna let you have your show back, and I will be messaging you soon, man. Maybe even tag
Okay.
team on an interview or something on my
You just
channel.
just let me know in advance, and let's pick a day, and that way I can let people know that watch my channel that I'm gonna go on your channel, and that can help you out.
Okay, I'm gonna call when I get off here, I'm gonna call Darwin Price, man, because Saturday we got Malik Hawkins against Subriel Matias on Showtime on the
Yeah,
co-main
yeah.
event. And Darwin
For
Price was
is that on Tank Davis, or is that
no,
who got that on?
this on Showtime on Saturday, this
Oh, the
Saturday.
Lipinets, right? Circuit Lipinets.
Yes.
Lipinets, yeah. Okay.
And Darwin Price, for those who don't know, fought Malik Hawkins, and to me was beating Malik Hawkins till he blew his knee out. They got it on BoxRec as a knockout, but he didn't get knocked out. He blew his knee out and was unable to continue. And such, you got to put it down on BoxRec like it is. That's why I try to tell folks you got to look at the backstory, not just the BoxRec. BoxRec is just paper. You have to know the story behind every fight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know the story that got the fighters to the record that you see on BoxRec.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, Connor.
All right, man. I'm gonna hit you up soon.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye.
All right. So that's the man himself, Connor Loco Sports. One of the Florida boxing team's very own. He's working up there at a gym that I haven't gone to, but I've heard a lot about because it's not necessarily right near me. I'm all the way in Miami. He's all the way in Ocala. So I gotta go take a trip to the John 316 boxing gym one day. It sounds like a great place. Hey, Michael, I want to ask you because I never even knew your actual. I don't think when I talked to you, I knew your actual name. Maybe I did, Bart, and I just forgot. But I don't think I actually forgot your name. I knew you were your account was Smash Boxing. That much I do remember. What I wanted to say is, are you still working with Munguia? I don't think Munguia's with Alcazar anymore. But like, who are you working with these days? I want to talk to you, man. I want to talk to you because I haven't talked to you in quite a long time. Oh man. Michael says all you have to do is go back and watch the highlights. There was almost nothing landed by either fighter. Lopez landed a lot of punches on the gloves. I don't know, man. I remember in those early rounds, Lopez was doing a good job of touching him down to the body with the jab occasionally, with the straight right hand. And he had Lomachenko backing up, and he was showing himself to be the ring general. He wasn't really getting hit, so defensively he was sound. He wasn't getting hit often. He got hit, but he wasn't getting hit often. Lomachenko didn't land his first clear punch until like the middle of the second round when he countered him with the straight left hand over the top. So I thought, listen, you have your opinion, I have mine. You're saying the name of the game is clean and effective punching. I thought the more clean and effective puncher was Teofimo Lopez. He hurt Lomachenko in the 10th round. The referee said, "Oh, it was a low blow," which it wasn't. I don't think it was a low blow. I thought it was a clean and effective body shot, and the referee made a misjudgment. And that's just my opinion. But you have yours, I have mine. God bless you and everything you do from boxing. My man Mario Carl. Oh, by the way, shout out to Keen Mitch. I see Keen Mitch. Shout out to you in the comments, champ. I've been seeing you commenting. Loma did land clean due to the low guard, but he didn't land enough. I agree. He didn't land enough. There was not enough landed punches from Lomachenko, I think, to give him a win for this fight. So even if Julie Letterman, she channeled her inner Adeline Bird and messed up the fight, messed up the card, the right man's still in the fight. If this was a fight where, like, I'll tell you where I think the Lomachenko fans and people, the people who thought Lomachenko won the fight, not even just as fans, just the objective boxing fans who think Lomachenko won. I think they would have more of a gripe and more of a whatchamacallit, claim to what they're saying if like the two other if one judge gave the fight to Lopez and one judge gave the fight to Lomachenko, and it would have been like a draw. If that would have happened, then I could see. Or no, it would have been a majority decision for Lopez. He would want to be a majority decision because, like if one judge, right? I'm having a brain fart here, man. I've been awake for a long time. What I'm saying is, if there would have been a disagreement with the other two judges, then you would have more of a claim. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. The other two judges scored it for Lopez. Michael says, currently working with a lot of 6-round fighters. A few big names will be coming over to our gym very soon. I can't say anything just now. All right, man. Well, look, my bad for disrespecting you, man. I thought you were somebody else in the comments. I didn't think that you were Smash Boxing because quite frankly, the Smash Boxing hasn't been on the channel in a while. So if you want, man, just you can email me. Email me, man. Email me at True School Sports, and I'll love to talk sometime. Email me here. In fact, email me right here. I love to talk sometime, man. We had some good conversations back in 2018 when Jaime Munguia was down there with Alcazar, and I might be going to California next year anyway, so it might be a good idea to get in touch with me because maybe I could, we could do something, But I think I made my points perfectly clear and perfectly known. I think that. Listen, it's not a good look for Team Lomachenko and Egis Klimas to be even showing these pictures of Lomachenko in the bed with the cast. It's not a good look. Keep it under wraps because it's not only going to hurt you in the public perception, but it's also going to hurt you in terms of when you do negotiate a rematch with Lopez. Trust me, it will hurt you. So because now the reality is you're no longer in a position of strength. You're not a champion and you lost. So you are now the B side. You must concede to what Teofimo wants to do. And you doing this is not gonna win you any brownie points in Teofimo's camp's eyes. So I'm just saying, don't give them any extra ammunition if you truly want the fight. That's why I'm saying it's a bad look. And that's what it is. But I'll leave it on that note. Reminders. I think it's actually Friday. So Friday we'll be live for the Carlos Cuadras versus Gaia Estrada rematch, along with Roman Gonzalez on the undercard. We live for that. From the beginning of the card to the end of the card, we live for it. And then the next day is Sergey Lipinets' fight. We'll be live for that. Malik Hawkins is the other card. So be on the lookout for both those live fight reactions. I'm not sure if I'm going to have an interview on Sunday. I might, but that's not confirmed yet. But I'm going to have interviews next week on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, there will be interviews here on True School Sports. It's going to be just a crazy week, a star-studded week here on True School Sports. So, yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna get up on out of here. You know, we're keeping this one nice and short and sweet. We appreciate everybody who stopped by, dropped their thoughts, all that good stuff. Yeah, like I said in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just being it. So until next time, take care, guys.